Let's do this, and this should be working right now. You go here. I think it's disgusting as ever you will be. Hopefully this is less for me. I think this is better for me. I can see more. What am I doing? I'm gonna put you here. Maybe wood. Yeah, you don't see two over there. So what do we do? Today you ignore my mouse. I was to the printer. I have stuff to print. That's today. Not gonna happen eventually, but not today. Finishing other stuff. Like I just realized yesterday, it's like another month has passed and I am still unable to do it. Unable to the word. I am unable to do stuff. I'm just noticing also that I mess up at one point. My calendar. Yeah. I think that they yeah, because it is 17. Like this is almost over, and like I said myself that I was going to finish this for April. Oh wait, it's April, not in the January. Human calendar is April. That's still a couple days to go. I'm not gonna lie, it is. Even if I see, when do I say that? I was going to finish it on April 10th. What if I change it for added 2 days more? April 12th. That means that I need to do 1.5 of this tracker that I have. Means that today I need to finish this retopology and rig it, which is possible the plan. Hopefully happens. But we'll see how much we do. 2 hours. So let's start. Hey, now check. Yeah, there is the link of Ashcoatl in the description, so you can see it. I can just show it to you. So this is what it's going so far, like their inspiration, like how it evolved. Like this was the original, according to this. Well, that I was something that I like about this, but then I started sculpting. It was like, no, that's look good, and it transformed to this. I was like, yeah, that's good. This is the final version of it. Um, this is the apology that we do. Some we do some stuff. And actually, from that last stream, I think the last one. Oh no, last time we did actually of this, it was Spider-Man. Remember? Oh, I mean, like 6 hours of topology. It is a lot, but it is not as bad as it would seem to be. What is one? If fixed it's needed. I put myself because it seems the best but for this. So I mean it's less important the outline that the thing here. Let me try this. I still have a good size of it. You don't, but perhaps. But you see better the where we left or where I'm left. Just need to finish these fangs and everything else. Fang of Retopo. Oh, you can see it's almost done. There's nothing that is missing a fang here. Right, it's okay. Right. And here, oh, this should be mirror here, but so what are we missing in 1, 2, 3, 7 fangs? This should be over in like a couple minutes, like no more than an hour. We should be over, and then we can do retopology, not retopology. What is that rigging? So I have a video that I saw, like roughly saw do it. So I haven't. I can ask if we are still live. I do that. I may ask ChatGPT to not record to that one because, like, I saw it and I think there is a good starting point. I don't know if it's the best one to work with. So, see if I mirror it. Only that way. No, it's only mirror and next. You point here. Okay, now let's again mirror it. Fine. Failure of two proper stuff. I have a good workflow how to do this. I was yesterday doing the lower part. You can see it on the thumbnail. I'm also needed to do this one. This. So the point is the only thing that matters to be the most accurate again on this. Because the big sides, they are more easily to shrink wrap around. But they need to shrink wrap. The point, like the point if it isn't properly of troubles. But if whatever else shrink wraps, the rest of it is going towards a tasty shrink wrap. That's something that I just discovered. Like big chunks over here are easy to fix doing this simple shift. And the point that you need to work. The point because you need to make it the exactly where you need it. Then you need to shift everything in. Here we only need to shift, for example, something will go better. So just one single for these points, but they're being big for you to notice something wrong. Like you can only see this and it's like, okay, this looks good except for this. There is something more on it, but to quickly spot it. Now, for example, here doing this allow me to notice. I think that I rather do because there is a crevice here, more detail. Because way that in extra 2 here. Those twos there are ones that they mark points that we need. Now I usually do this. And when I manually place it, I like it to buy it instead from maybe not. Maybe it's not doing anything, but it feels like I need to do it this one. Uh, only X. The X antes de decir R rotation. And I didn't have the screen. Let me just activate it. Like it's easier now. Unless this on not on the add-on page, which is would be crazy. Oh, get. Do you say get? Get add-on. Because I just need to do this. Does this, checking for step. Click OK. And it is done. That is it is. It's not that I need to download it and stuff like that. It's just like I just need to do one single thing and it's not that hard. Like that would be cool that I could turn off that thing, but I connected. So this one is almost perfect. Perfect. Like something that it helps is that this is parallel. Why is not working? Parallel. If I put it here, yeah, you can see it. How do I move it? Because it's appearing on the left side of the screen. You can see this now. It's very small size. That seems to be working. You can see it. Do this. I don't know what that. Let's put it on. So now you can see it. So now I do. The middle click doesn't appear. With this, you can see that I am pressing it. Let's stay with the ones for now. Let's move this. Some tip is that, for example, on this one, like what it helps is make it this the most parallel. Like this is the most parallel we can go from this. Put it this. Like when you see the stuff that it is like not fitting, ring wrap, not inside the model, because it is like weird. Apply it and just apply it now and see. This is what I was saying. Like the point, the point was, but it's not perfect. Is the geometry. Okay. Let's doing a triangulate here. Perfect. Activate this. I tried to assign that to a shortcut, but it didn't work. Need to click there to turn it on. I don't know if there is a, and I know that control works for doing that. I don't wanna press control. I'm not not worth. Well, like because I needed to activate it for all this. Needed to activate it for a couple of time. You usually, like if I was just moving a vertex, only in this moment I hear it. Okay, but like the process, Aramite, is just naturally you need that. Point I'm seeing this crevices. Point make the vertex pin on the if even if looks though that's before adding it, but work. Wonder already better if there's these two lines that I'm seeing that they were closed. There is no reason to say yeah. I think that's something. I don't think that the only count is something that I need to worry a lot because this is not a video game model, even though uh, like you can say that modern video game. Like I think that you are okay having a perfect computer. Yeah, guys, I don't see that that's a problem. So what I'm gonna do is just isolate this, that I'm seeing is that this one is transparent. Does mean if we enable this, it's going to be red because somehow when I mirror it, normals flip and that mess up a little bit with the model. Oh, looking at it, looks and just activate this, de-isolate it with a slash, and we are done. So with question of grabbing one, I will just select everything on activities. We mirror the mesh. Oh, the as I actually need to fix this. Let me first do this because I was like, I don't place the mirror. Let's change Raptor, but I was like, then it come to me the point that really I don't think that I need to mirror mirror it. Apply the shrink wrap modifier every time because after I did the manual placement of vertices because theory it is just now like if I just apply it now it counts for the last one, counts for this one, this activate this, we do once on this edge, donor on this one going towards through this crevice here, this on the middle of the two vertices. I'm seeing that this one is like everything here. This looks okay. How much do you have? 8. Seems that you have more than 8. So considering this, also this one. Have it on thirds instead of half. I think that this one a little bit. This one's now this edge like forming sharpness of. But usually you see this and like even when I need to still moving, seems to be moving everything. It is not that hard. I think something that I could have done is I'm gonna do for the baby version of it, right? Like I need to do. So I have only the F2 modifier. There must be some retopology. It's the polyquilt. I think that it was good. The kiops. I mean, I just need to see. Like I need to see which one is the. Like there are two that appear when I write poly topologies, but that add-on wasn't available, and I think that it was a question of you to research, actually research what to do, what add-ons to use and all of that. I think that, I mean, like, at the beginning, I was like, why do they do that? Like, the system is perfect, but I feel that it is a better way for you to know what is available. Not only that, oh, I look at a tutorial and they were using that arrow on the tutorial, right? And I just learned that existed, or that you can optimize, that you can make simpler that part of the task. But it is somehow crazy to think about it. See that thing? How much edges do you have? 8. Because you simplest. Yeah, like it is somehow crazy that add-on work. I know, and I feel there is something similar that is going to happen with Unreal change of things, you know? Like right now it's bad because even when there was all the time for preparation, the launch of the not the Sketchfab, it's only Fab store. The Fab store, like you, I don't think that you are never thinking of all the possibilities what that simple thing was going to bring. No, because like on the paper it sounds like a very good idea, right? Like you are doing a game. You need models, you need assets, you need sound, you need VFX, you need a lot of things. In paper, it sounds good, tempting, the idea of having a store that does all of that for you to discover. Like the only thing that you need to do is basically to purchase whatever you need specifically that situation. I need, you know, and that you don't need to go searching in different stores. And I think that that's the reason why megascans work. No, it was not because it was free on Unreal, it was not because anything else, it was because, after all, it was a place where you only needed to log in once. You get a lot of good, high quality assets. No, but you only needed to log in once, and you don't need to download and import on all of the things that you normally do. But it was all ready to be used. You needed to you temper it with it. You don't need to use it as external software because the tweaks that you needed are small enough. You can make it on the engine that you are using. Like you are using Unreal, then you only use Unreal and you don't need to have any extra software. And I think that that ambition of Unreal of making a very program is good, but I fear that it's going to backlash at one point. You know, because especially you have these places that are, it's not like Unreal is having like the best day. They have cuts budget that, like it or not, affects everything, because while probably you have a seasoned person to do, like you have a team of, let's say, 5 seasoned people to do let's say something rigging, fixing and improving rigging tools in Unreal. Stuff. Very case. Hope this is working. I think that this one is the one. Here also. So this one. 6. Then like you have a sketch fab work, and then you have Unreal like A. Pixel is just going about megascans, right? But we are not having characters, we're not having anything. Like people still needs to have stuff like that. So unless that I am not like getting it perfectly what they wanted, like the vision. If I what I get of their vision that they want to have is basically have all the stores that they are more common on a single place for you to basically use inside real in this case. But not only that, to follow a sketchfab, it's using inside everything. And I think that I don't feel that USD is still to the point that it is super compatible with everything, because every program has their own shader material, code, and all of that. And I feel that that is the thing that is mm, stopping that to be a thing, because you have like USD that came out from Pixar and the big studios. And it makes sense there because all are using the same things. Therefore, mm, the shader created on whatever way that they create the shaders going to work in the final thing because it's the same thing. And that's something that I think that USD actually is going to work eventually. Not this one. This one. But why? So it is USD going to work eventually? Yes. Is it going to be useful for people like me that is using different programs? Not in the short term yet, but I see it working. Because like you have things like Nvidia, like me, and like programs like Unreal that are partnering with every program that they can, because they know that the other programs are used to create their games that Unreal is made for, right? And especially now that Unreal passed from only being a game engine to being a CG pipeline, like even for previous, for whatever is the part of the pipeline that Unreal is following, like final rendering, previous work. It's either way. It's previous, is it? Tells to you do Unreal commonly previous work. yeah, previous work to do animations, to do whatever you want to do, yeah, right? Like whatever it is the reason of why people is using Unreal. Like Unreal saw the opportunity to, hey, you lose time going out of the engine and doing tweaks, right? Like I think that Unreal, I mean, you can have both. I feel you can have the doing the animation externally, and then on Unreal you polish it and you do the small tweaks that you need to do to finish it. But I feel that there is still a little more of things to be done. What about you? Should be this one. It's the camera. Just for a nice time. Yeah, like I feel that Unreal it is flying too close to the sun at this point. You know, like making like I feel that the go to Unreal is too. I mean that's hard, you know, because it depends on the other companies. It's not going to be that easy, but basically make Unreal this middleman software. You know, like I think that NVIDIA is doing also that somehow with the Omniverse tools. Like you can work with different softwares and integrate it in a single pipeline by just having them the work by just having them by the connection that they have. I'm gonna be honest, I tried to use it, but for the name of the like the Gross challenge, I tried to use it. It somehow feel that it was not necessary for me. I think that Omniverse is a good tool if you have um, the word team to work. You know, no matter if it's more than one, I feel that the Omniverse it can work and it's going to work. But uh, me trying to use it, like probably wanna say it like failing on using it. It is like I was like, okay, so I'm gonna use this Omniverse and all of that, but then it's like I do not have any uh I don't have any advantage of using it because either way um whatever am I using it is just for me, right? Like there is no one else doing this, which is sad, but I have my thoughts about that. So let me finish this and then tackle those thoughts. But it's like, hey, there is just me working on this. There is no real reason to have this um, collaborative workflow. Like at least I did not see the advantages of just setting up the Omniverse thing and doing other stuff. Like probably if it was like for example, if you tell me it is, you can write a shader there. I mean because shader is shader code is almost universal, but I think that writing shaders in different game engines specifically, that is where you have the ability to write shaders. It's different to one another. I feel that basically, unless that there was like a real, like definitive shader, you have, like you have one shader language that all engines support. You have Unreal supporting it, you have Unity supporting it, you have RODOL supporting it. Like once that happens, things like the Omniverse going to be more useful. That aspect of being like this tool work as a bridge between different softwares. That can happen, but at least for me, it is like there is no reason just to like what is thing that I am gaining if I need to rework my shader on Unreal, right? Like I need to rework my shader on Unreal. I am not doing anything. Not like probably it will be solved if I don't think that they using the XRUSD render. I don't know if you can even have it for Unreal, right? In path tracing at least. Speaking of, but it's just like um how to say it? It is very weird to think about that. Like I feel that there is probably some advantages of using USD that I am not seeing. Like probably, like for example, uh, I could have used USD on when I did the Kinetic Rush project, right? Like Prove Their Liberty, and especially on the dress and all of that. But if my tools that I have using allow me to connect between other two, it is okay. Like it is something that USD, like the point of USD working on like big studios, is not because it's the best thing to be using, but it's mostly because we are all using like the same. We are using these programs, and this is the best way to connect between all these programs with losing the less information and having the more information to be reused. So that is the reason why it works. And that is the reason of why USD, while it sounds crazy and the best software ever and all of that, it's not going to work for all of us. Like if I am doing something, like it doesn't mean that I am going to do thing and it's going to be working, right? Because probably like they have basically like that USD allows them to use connectors between programs, and because they are not using a generic program, and that's the other point of Unreal. You're trying to do everything in some Unreal, while it seems to be not good. And it's also the point with Blender. The point of Blender and Unreal being successful is not because they are the industry software, right? Like, you don't have, like, it's not that you will see, like, triple A games have their own game engine, right? Like, they make their own game engine. They do not use Unreal, Unity, Code, or they have their own tools to do games. But the reason of why is that is because they need the specific things to be done, right? Like, probably their physics needs to work some way. Probably they need to do something with the shaders to work. Like, they need to have a specific shader rules that and all of that. Like, that is not meaning that they cannot use the software, like Unreal and all of that. But the reason of why Maya was useful was because it allowed programmers to create the add-ons and their plugins to have a more control situation of what was happening and all of that. So technically, having a more generic program that does nothing, it's sometimes also useful. Especially because, for example, Blender now it has this attempt of doing what Houdini does perfectly, procedural things. But that simple addition to Blender give a lot of new opportunities for people to do new things. And either way, it was not, and it's probably still missing features that you user of Houdini think, oh, why is missing that? But when you think on everything, that there was one not fitted. Just like you see those opportunities and like have the option to do more things that you expect to, you know? And like those Houdini tools and like Blender being like more open to do stuff and like more on the easy thing to do. Like, I think that Blender integrating Eevee was like the first step for people to do not PBR shaders, because it's like, well, if I do a PBR shader on Eevee, it looks bad, but if it's not PBR and I just using the light information and some light puzzles and all of that, then I can still have my own shader based on it, and it's going to work and all of that. But the reason of why, I mean, like, you can use programs like Maya to do that, but then they're basically being like free is what it allows people to experiment, and like, even from the get-go, like, it's not that you only have, like, now that Resolve is a thing, it's like, not you don't need to crack After Effects or all the Adobe Suite. You don't need to download it illegally to start doing things, because probably everyone do that when they were learning to use that program. They were then living off the program and then were able to think to pay for a tuition to use the to pay for have the rights to use the program legally. And it changed, you know? Because After Effects was basically like, hey, you know those Hollywood movies? Well, you can do the same from your home. And considering the method that they see is like you can do the same thing but paying less that they are paying, you know? And it worked. Otherwise, Adobe wouldn't be in the position that it is today, you know, and it was the only software using it. But doing that set of model of, hey, I am offering you uh, a professional quality software. It may be not industry software, but it is software that can be used in the industry. I mean, Adobe had a name by itself that it basically allow to that specific thing happen. Like, hey, now Adobe is doing this. It is now the chance for they to have that specific set of rules, no, that they will follow. Like they have this set of rules they make Adobe working and all of that, and it's then it was the point for being a company. It basically backshot Adobe because they needed to stay with whatever it was trend, or whatever it was trend of softwares that cool uh, that are competitors of it, you know, because then like you probably and this happened a lot when people start telling that, oh, I'm leaving Adobe because it sucks. And what happened? Leave that mesh entirely. It's because the yeah. First of all, fix it. Oh no, there is no here between. No, missing that vertex. Yeah, like Adobe now, it basically it's like people noticing that there are more alternatives, right? Like open source software, thanks to Blender popularization, just became something that people is aware that they can use. I mean, I think that everyone just like nobody never tell you, hey, this is Photoshop. There is this other version is free. It is not as cool as Photoshop. No, like you need to say that. The GIMP is never going to be as good Photoshop is. Yet it is an alternative for you to do some simple stuff. And like for example, me that I just do quick things, like GIMP is actually good, you know? Me just doing like basic photo editing, masking and all of that. GIMP works, like I don't download it this time. I don't have it now. I'm just using Krita. It's not what it is used for, or what it should be used for, but I do not do crazy photo editing. Just need to correct the colors, collect the a little of contrast, a little of this, a little of that. You don't need to do professional retouching of a photography. So, like if I was doing that, GIMP would be a better option. I'm just doing a quick thumbnail that I basically not going to be that useful because nobody's here. So why do I use GIMP when I can use just the program that I use already? I like more the brushstrokes. I like more program in general. That they making everything more complicated when using GIMP, for example. Like it's not that GIMP is hard, but it's just like why will be switching between the two programs where I can do the same thing on Krita, right? And like me using this especially lately for texture creation projects that for challenges. It's like noticing that hey, maybe not perfect, maybe not have tools that you consider useful on a photo editing software. But other thing that I don't keep using GIMP because I mean probably it was question of hardware. But sometimes that gives you just bad experience, like I glad, very glad that Hill Film did not run on my laptop because I will be using Hill Film right now instead of Resolve. Like you can do the same things that you do on layer node based stuff. Uh, that layer based node stuff is better for motion graphics and that, but it's like I not do motion graphics. There is no big bit of me to um, having After Effects to do whatever I will feel that I need. You know? Just like hey, this is good for doing this, and like I can tell you, like After Effects is really good for doing motion graphics. Times that I use it, like the one that I remember, the Quidditch. I did the Quidditch, the original Quidditch, Harry Potter Quidditch series, and I created the intro there, the recreating the intro of the game. That was pretty easy to do. Like it probably took me like a couple hours to create it. Like me, I feel that I am. I will not say will say that I am an expert using Resolve. There is stuff that I do not idea how can be done, how to do strategy data. But I would say the same with After Effects, right? Like I am not expert. I know how to move around it. I know how to use it. I know how to problem solve, which is going to be a big thing. Save me. that is going to save me time, that is going to, well, not save me time, but it's going to be useful for me to explore and to see what options I have. And I think that that is another way of why things like Blender and Unreal just work, and is that they are so massive. The only way that you can learn it is just by experimenting, because I mean that's why I somehow enjoy to do this stuff on my own and Lord, which leads to what it was going to be the main thing. Is the fact that I spent a lot of time doing stuff, right? Because it was me thinking, I have help doing this. This episode will be done by now. Like I know, like I just like I know that that is the thing. I know that that will happen because I made the sculpt, right? Like this is a tedious part, Retopo, and I am just not smart enough to have researched how to make it easier. Now in this time, because I'm sticking to point where the only retopology tool was a paid one, and I was not available and not affordable to get it. Not there and affordable to get that, so add-ons were out of my sight. Like I never either using add-ons mainly because of that. Like they are sometimes good, but they are also expensive. And I am not willing to do payment for the add-on. I was like, why should I pay something that I can do myself? And it's going to take more time, but I can do it. I just need to do some stuff and work on it a little bit and time and all of that. And I'm still to that idea of okay, but I feel that there is something that I learned, and is that you need to do everything at least once the hard way, so you understand what do you like and what you don't. The aspect of hey, I might or what I have done. I wanna tell you this. If I can cut times in one thing, is this time, is this step of topology. Like I could make this step simpler, and that's why I even consider to get ZBrush, but I am happy with the results that I'm getting on Blender Sculpt. And I don't think that ZBrush, I mean, if we are using it just for retopology, it's not worthy the price of it just to do some quick retopology and all of that. Like I honestly have tried to do cloth sculpting in the past. I have failed. Mm, and I wasn't able to do it. Like the first time that I tried to, following tutorials and all of that was on was doing it. It was the secret passage of Harry Potter. The one that it was like me with the theory of who was the one who opened it, the passage before Harry arrived Hogwarts. Bring everyone childhood dreams of success because Harry did the same thing. He like less talented and younger. No, and without effort. So it's like I feel that now doing this and finishing this episode is going to be me having this, especially doing the other projects. Like I have this idea of apology is something that I can skip, right? Character creation is something that I can skip if my character is very generic, all of that, and it's taking place in a generic place. That's something that I also can say. Like I am okay with that now. Because especially for the kinetic rush, the thing that I was worried more was the dressmaking. And that's the thing that I am the most proud of doing there. Like I was like I have the help there, my sister with the dress and all of that. It was me spending time learning the program. She just do the hardcore thing of getting the way to the patterns, dress patterns. And like I was thinking, last night of finally coming to this point of what to do with this thing, because it was like that dreaded thing of like I can't say this, me being superior in every aspect. Like mortality is something that I basically it's just like I know that me having a mortal body is going to be impossible to finish Dream Reality as I will love to do it, especially soloing this. But it's also this part of soloing it that it makes sense making it solo. Like in a way to storytelling or to tell the story to better English. In that bigger scheme of play, of events, and all of that, like considering the best case scenario where Dream Reality is able to have all the episodes that must have, and it comes to, and when it comes to an end, it's basically because everything to be explored has been explored. That specific reality, Dream Reality works more or less. I mean, in that reality, it is that is just so far fetched that this is not possible in this reality. Of that finalization on this reality impossible, it's me realizing that basically working on it solo and not nobody watching it, everything there is just part of the storytelling in a different way. Like it's just this what is the word? This realization that you got, that epiphany is the word that I was, that epiphany of, hey, this is happening this way, and no matter what you do, it's going to be this way. Like no matter how much you try, it's going to be this, and this is the end. No matter what you try to do, you avoid it, you do whatever you, but this is the end. This is how this is going, and you know it. And I, especially me, I know that, right? And I am okay with people like knowing what is the end before they see it. No, like I am okay with people knowing the end and then like they discovering how it happens, then I hope it was going to that point. But it also, and I was starting to vision the reality, like everything that had happened when the ending happened, you will, because, how can I say it? Basically, dream reality, it's on the name itself. It's basically, it was all a dream theory to another level. Like, I was like this idea. Um, Better to say that it was something that as young me kid almost reading the last book of Harry Potter. Like there is this section that is also on the movies, right? I think that on the movies it better portrayed, but I mean it's almost the same. There is this section when Harry dies, right? It goes to this in-cross limbo on where he needs to decide if coming back to life and face the harsh reality or just stay where he is there, happy, like having a good day and all of that. Now it's like Harry needs to decide whether to just move on to whatever is the afterlife or face what it was happening in the real world and like go back to where suffering happens and all of that. Like to live, basically. There is this thing that happens with Harry, and there is Dumbledore and shalala shalala. But in the end, Harry is like, wait, all of this happened on my brain. Is this real? No? No, he's like, oh wait, is this real or is just happening on my head? No, it's like I am in a coma, like this cannot be real. Dumbledore just answered like, that happened in your head does not mean that it's not real. And then that is the point where dream reality came to existence, and especially the universe of technology. That is where not Ruber's liberty happens, right? I was like saying that is something that is not visible to happen and to be portrayed because it's basically breaking the life of every person. It's like breaking free from everything. In that world, it's basically just not accepting who you are. And that was good. It's more, but it's basically not you accepting who you are. That is something that happened, and like somehow that simple idea just stick to me all the time. To was not that long from where I was at. But I think that I have a better way to explain it, showing it. But just because I again, saying again, came to this point where I'm realizing I'm going to finish it, I'm okay telling you points of the story. Like one point, it was going to be this idea of its imagination. You, as a kid, are open to do a lot of things, and that has to do a little bit with the creation of the universe that I already spoken of, and it was me, a kid, that specific thing. So it was like, hey, this is what's happening. like, hey, this is what is happening, this is what kids are doing, right? Like at some point, like originally, one big point, I don't know, still it's going to be that way, but one at one point, one big thought of reality was this idea of one what point, that it was also because it was the reason of why I wanted to do the channel. Like, at what point do you stop just having fun? Do you think that having fun is not something that you deserve just because you are older? No? Just because you have responsibilities, at what point is like you are not able to, or you are not allowed to have fun because you got new responsibilities? That's all that it has to be. Like, it was going to be a point, right? And coming back to the idea of it was all a dream, it was just to be, because in the end was going to be, I mean, it's still like that, like, oh, I have written it, or where I have my notes, or that it's not, I say it, like, I have written events and they happen, but I feel that sometimes, like any adaptation of a medium, you need to adapt it what they were, because it's just like you are telling the story of, what you did in the morning, and that is not always the most intriguing and pleasant story that you may want to hear. Story, nonetheless. So, as I say, it's a story. So, how do you go to this point of dream reality happening? And it was like, probably because at that time when dream reality was being conceived, I came obsessed with the Matrix and started watching a lot of those movies. I rewatch Evangelion. No, I rewatched those movies thinking with dream reality in mind. It was not only, oh, this is a cool movie that I am enjoying, but I enjoyed it more just thinking of, imagine that something like this happened in reality. Like, oh, imagine that the Matrix was dream reality, and oh wait, so far the simulated universe was born. Still needs to think a name for some universe. No, it's more like, I thought of their existence, I know that what happened there, I know the story, but like, good name for having them, especially be like in the storytelling perspective, something that is not that simple as it sounds. Yeah, like the idea is that of, it came somehow that universe to this conception of also like, I also do not like when it say it's all a dream and it does not matter what you do, right? Like, I hate it because it's basically, it doesn't matter what you want to say because nothing of this happened. Like, that is lame, and I feel that probably what I'm gonna do, probably for others, is going to be the same. It's going to be lame. It's not good writing. It's bad storytelling because nothing happened and in the end not matter. But I was just going to. I think that that's the reason of why it go to a point where the story decided to tell it from different perspectives and characters. I'm experimenting with the idea of every chapter being one perspective different, or the aspect of, well, like, for this point of view. And I think that this also thanks to me watching the game theories in the beginnings, especially when the theories were about the good guy is the bad guy, not because the spiciness and the controversy that they bring it fan base, mostly because of the idea of how things can easily just change. That simple perspective, like how much of relativity in place on these specific things. That you have, like, I feel that that's why those theories of good guy is actually the bad guy are good, not uh, because they are like, ooh, controversy, all of that, but mostly because, hey, if we see the story from the perspective of this other character, we can see that everything happened this way, right? Like, you think that's why stories are always like there is the good guy and the bad guy, because in the end it's just that chart of where you end, chaotic evil and all of that. If you think about it, sometimes, uh, and fantasy especially, I think that I am the most, that it is more common to have this trait of the good and the evil. Good forces defeat, no, Link always defeat Ganondorf. Zelda is the good force of wisdom and all of that. Like, you always have this idea of the hero saving everything, and it's like hero saves everyone no matter the cost. The villain basically saves someone of himself no matter the cost, right? And like the hero is only doing things that don't affect the minority. The villain of the other side has this idea of it's done for the greater good. Doesn't matter if a lot of people die, it's going to be doing. We are doing this for a good cause. So it is okay to make mistakes. It is okay to be a little of killing if that is going to be good for good in the end, right? Like, if it's going to be better for ourselves in the end, what is a smell of chaos to save everyone from, imprisonment, whatever. Like, there are small risks, and this idea of cannot bake an omelette without breaking some eggs. You think you can, then you're not making an omelette. So it came into that, and it was like this also idea. And what if it actually was real, But especially on Detroit was when I played Detroit was when I developed more that idea of how to say it. Like, I developed this idea of doing it better, because it's like you think of the Matrix, like Neo fighting and all people fighting to save the humans from the machine slavery. But if you think about it, on the Matrix especially, like you have what's the name of the character, the one who sells everyone to Agent Smith in exchange of a good life in the Matrix. You know, like you see it, and the movie tries to put you as a villain, but just think about it, like you are wake up to a place that you say, oh, this you have lived in something that is not real, shalala, shalala. No, it's like, oh, you live in this place and it's not real, like blah blah blah. And like you're okay, so I wanna see reality. Hey, surprise, surprise, reality is not as good as you think. It's in fact it is worse than the place that you were living on. Because now you are not just living to because in the Matrix the worst that happened it was that you didn't pay your rent and you were evicted. But hey here, you need to pay rent anymore. That's great. Bro, the problem is that instead of fighting against the people like the IRS and all of that, it's like you are now fighting not only for not going to prison, where you are going to still being able to live and probably a long life. Maybe not as happy as wish, but yeah, life nonetheless. To if you fail here, you die. Not like there is no more fake war, no more stuff. And it's also something that he mentioned is like I have food. Probably it wasn't real, but I enjoy that, and I think that that's something that I gravitate towards in the end. It was like, well, it's okay. It is not real. Then what? Like, why? Because it's not real. You are able to do what you do on video games. Like, are you allowed to kill everyone because no one is real? So why would I bother all of that? Then you have me playing the DLC where again that topic of well it's not real, it's coded to be thinking that it's real, so what do we care about them? No, you have me playing the DLC and it's this idea of or at least the DLC plus, right? And it's like this idea of well enjoy this and being living in this life of not real happiness whatsoever. So it is just like you do your best. It's like, well, what if it's not real in the end? Like, what does that change in your life knowing that you have existing in quote unquote real place? That all that you have done is to live in something that mimics real life. Like, does it actually matters in the end? Does it change something? Like, what if you get to live with that and use it into your advantage? What if you never knew that that was happening? You live in blissdom ignorance by not knowing that. And it's just those thoughts that it make me think that maybe this takes longer of what it probably should need to take it on. You know that is not taking a couple days to be done. Like I could hire someone to do it, but and it goes back to the point of this is something that I'm making for myself, not to anyone. Like if I was doing this, well, probably the original intention was to share this with everyone. Like when let's just check this. When did I open the other channel? When did I open the other? Let me check. 50 views back to the Mixland, that's a lot. Wow, thanks to everyone who watched it, that's a lot, that's more than I was expecting. Very short. Compared to the, I think this is like 5 minutes, the one that is this. We see probably history. We are part of a dream. 2014, that's 10 years. Can't search here. This is the first video I have on the channel as far as I know, or as far as I am aware of. Yep, so this is the first one 9 years ago. Yeah, because I created the channel before when I learned it. Let me mute it because that has reason. This was on June 3rd, 2015. So next year it is the year. Isn't that crazy? 10 year. Like basically I am like stuck on this point, you know, like there is no me going to but ending, happy ending, whatever. And I think that it is just proof that I'm doing this not because of what can come, but because it is just a very personal point, right? Like if I was doing this for my own vision of that specifically, of what people do YouTube just to fame and all of that. Mm, to say it, like the point is that I noticed. Let's now that we finish this, just jump back for a sec to say this because originally, like when I first envisioned Reddit, it was a difference, or the story was going to happen differently, right? Like my thought was that it was going to be time problem and all of that. That never happened. Yet I see that I am just integrating the same ideas in another way. It's just like a change of metamorphosis of what happened. Most of the things that we do are not as great as we think they are. Doing this, and I wanna have this as worse, not more. Just to be squares. Even if this increases the geometry a lot, I do not care. But I enjoy more having squares visually pleasing more than any. But yeah, also you don't see this. So when I visioned Dreamred, it was that the point, right? And when I was like imagining of what it could be, it was like it was the first video. But it was still real. First episode, real. Uh, it worked. Everyone loved it. It was viral. So, and then after that, it was me getting people to help me and all of that. Then it come to a point where I was like, I really want help someone. Why I really want that? So it was a point in the beginning. It was like, no, you don't get help. Then you are like, well, you get help, but not what you expect to get. No, it's more like you get help, but in a way that is different of what you will imagine. Let me do this. So, okay, that's ChatGPT how to rig a snake. So, we have a lot of ideas, and it's just like, I say we, but you understand why I say that. It became something that I never did, and I was like focused on doing the gameplays and all of that. And at this point, it was like, why do I keep doing the gameplays? Like, unless the gameplays just help me to practice something, to test something, to do something else. Like, Spider-Man gameplay became something of helps me to tell you about this specific topic of the realities inside dream reality. It helps me to tell you about the universes, like alternate realities and all of that. While it also, especially Mr. Lee, helps me to talk about these dualities and all of that, like the good, the evil, the dream realities, creation, destruction, all of that. But it also, like, it helps me. Diablo was the same. It's like, this is basically a good way to show the downfall of the wizardry on dream reality. So I feel that I can still play the second Diablo and unlock new stuff and new lore. Of course I can. And I noticed that that is going to be moving forward action. What to do? I do not regret to play the games that I have played. So, for example, Resident Evil. It's a game that I feel that I play it and I just wanna play it on the channel just to finish it. It's not going to be soonish, especially after all of this when I am just finishing this thing. Alright, because now we have 35% done. And almost half of it work. And almost half of it is just not doing it, and the other half of it is that doesn't sum 100%. Probably, yeah. That's the decimal. Anyway. Oh wait, that's a simple way to sums. Sums 100. So that was the point. And it changed to me, especially when I was like, oh, let's do it in reality. That was like 2 years ago. I think so. Um, let's see. 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, it's probably when the channel was changed. It's actually last year that changed, and it's actually this time that I'm finally doing what I am wanna do. Not 3 years ago was probably when I published the most videos. and I enjoyed the Bob Sergeant Simulator and all of that. There is something that is still missing. I don't know how to explain it, but there is something that I am missing. I do not know how to do it. Is that the problem that I have? And I work a lot on doing dream reality. Shalala, shalala, shalala. Like I even have it that way that every video was the same. You see it. Now the videos actually just changed to do the yellow golden. I think I wanna keep the yellow golden and having the logo change because it was like this is what it feels to be. And I have the Dream Reality logo that is basic. I have this one Dream Reality logo, Dream Reality room, simple to follow, but it feel that having that it's more of a well, it's a mm, how to say it. Dream reality was a point where everything collapsed to happen because it's very special. And like I have talked about perseverance and especially on the challenges, but like if I look at it, you have me say dream reality. Then you see what I publish of dream reality? Nada, like nothing of it. Like firebending, yeah, has to do a little bit, but nothing of it. No. Like the most is the ancient myself. But Bob does not feel that. Harry Potter neither. Ghosts and Goblins neither it that feels. The Nightmare video a little bit, but no. Secrets of Grindelwald, Secrets of Dumbledore, not Grindelwald. Also not. I called it, though. Not gonna say that. Hmm. Rewind, telling me of what I was going to do. Things changed that year. Because Monica, well, that has to do. Happy birthday. Another one that has to do. Moving meditations was related to then everything just go to hell. Have Tristan shows. Jume has to do with dream reality. The Witcher, let's be real, like more of the Witcher story that doesn't fit. Pigeon has special cameo. Mictlan, oh, Mictlan has. Rubers has to do, but not as you will expect of the main story. It's more like a subplot of dream reality. So me just being like, hey, let's do this. Let's. So it was me now. Hmm. How to say it? It is more like I saw that it was like, oh, I do this. One point, I'm going to get people. I can get someone, someone that me. It was like can do hire someone of a half time or like a some way to make it work and do the retopology, paid it a little bit, and it does that, but it is not what I want. Like it is does not feel that it's going to show what is the dream reality. Like I feel that for more harsh that it sounds, it should be something more of a yeah, I'm helping you because it's this free reward of satisfaction of not payment on is the word looking for that token that reproduce on reality is material payment that you get. I don't know what word to use. You get this material payment. Instead of that, it's more of this individual payment, because there was a point where I think that, hey, dream reality, I get someone help me to do dream reality. It got to a point where it finishes. What is next? It is just making it bigger. And I feel that I will not hire and pay someone to work on dream reality unless it's someone that I know in person. It's someone that I have spent some time with and that I know that is that person, like my sister, she knows how to do dresses, so I can ask help and guidance on that. I can ask to do that, and especially it's like I can ask help to guide in this, because it was also thinking like hire someone for voicing Monica on this episode. I think I have talked about that. She appears. I was like, someone to hire and voice her. But it was like, if this background of coming from me, all of that, yeah, is this background of me and only me able to see this and all of that. Hire someone and have a different voice, that is something that I cannot do vision in my head. Like, I need to hear that voice, and it's like, hey, that is the voice that I have been imagining my whole life. It's not going to be that if I hire someone. That makes sense. So it is going to be like, the truth is that Dreamrat is probably never going to be a finish, never going to be over. Uh, I think and I hope that I will know when to, but I don't feel me on my necessity to, because this is the merchandise plan. Like, upload something, whatever it is, becomes popular. In reality, becomes popular and gains attention. People is going to want to know what's next. So in that case, I will have an emergency death video of, oh, I have this. If you see this, because I haven't entered the channel in last long time. I have prepared this, and this is how it ended Dream Reality, and this is what happened. That is the plan, but considering how is the state of it mentally, for me it's just Dream Reality ends this way, and I only know what happened. That's okay, because it stayed as a dream and never became a reality. I don't know what's gonna happen. And like, that is some dialogue that is gonna happen on the end, but let's say that story is cyclic. So what already we see as an end, it is an end of just a chapter. It become a new chapter. That is the one that I am living right now. That chapter is just going to be a thing that I don't know what's gonna happen, if it is ever going to be seen by you. At least I have wrote stuff that I enjoy, and I feel that I can do at least something. And I will see when I finish this. I mean, I have here, I'm not here, there. I've read that after this, I'm gonna edit DLC, editing Spider-Man. I have the Endless Engines. I have working on other projects, working on episode 2. Now I see more hard to work on Marvelous, because I see this and I need to focus on this. Like, no matter how much I enjoy the next challenge, how thrilling and exciting, and how much of I wish I could be part of it. I'm not gonna be part of it because of that simple reason. But yeah, like TLDR, mm, help. It will be help. You can help me if you know me in person. If you want to help me first, we need to become friends, and I just wanna say this. I the worst friend ever. So the reality that probably I would never receive the help. So and I am okay with that. I am really okay with that. Because a part of me is okay with working on this solo. Now that this sad tragic ending story happened, let's work on the rigging. So I just asked ChatGPT. I was telling you this, and I'm gonna stay on this for now. Here. How to rig a snake for animation. I just write that to ChatGPT in an old chat that I was just asking for troubleshooting stuff, and I'll Google it and just give me like good results and all of that. So I just noticed that I missed that to send me to some videos and reference to look upon to expand that because to be real, ChatGPT showing me that for someone who already did it. So I didn't ask for that this time. Because that's how I have been using ChatGPT this year since Rue versus Liberty. It's just like I asked ChatGPT, hey, how can I achieve this? It was like, how can I get inspiration for this topic of kinetic rush? You know, like changing and fast changing. And it was like, hey, this. So do you have some reference that I can visualize and all of that? And it was when I was like, oh, that is valid. What I need to do. And that's how it come. So it says prepare the model. Geometry done. Um, well, we have something that we haven't done yet on the model. That seed. Then I still want to have that. So, cursor toward origin. All transforms. Now everything should be on zeros and ones. Good for us. So it's on along one axis, that's done. And then armature. You are doing this on Blender? Because I don't probably have asked you about Blender, so you are telling me down to Blender. I don't think that other software has 3D cursor. Probably it has. But it's not called 3D cursor, so. At the base of the snake has, or tip to the tail. Use inverse kinematics for slithering. Select the armature. So here's the thing. Right now, let me think on what does the snake does. Like it should be as simple as rig, just as slithering works. But if I go a little picky about it, I can seek for ill coming from cape to attack prey. So okay, let me show you still like that. I thought it was going to be a quick reference if I do that. That'd be alright. The snake appear only on a frame here, right? So, rather not there. Oh, ideas. So, the point is that the snake is going to come, but originally I have the snake to go loopy loopy and it's the classic Ouroboros image. So, doing that, it implies that simple slithering does not help me. And the rig that I saw doing more than slithering, it's more hard and complicated. That's what I was thinking. Something that I remember is two at a bone. Two at a bone. Put it here. So snakes have a lot of bones. Now let me move this, we don't need to be on 0. Okay, so that's the bone. Something that I saw, and it's that I remember, and you are not seeing anything. I do it because I'm smart. Something of here. So this bone. I know we can show bone here. 20 bones. It's 20 bones. Can add like 4 subdivisions here. Feel this help it a little bit. 20 bones. I think that that's for that be form bone. Viewport. Shape for changing the bone. Let me just do this and subdivide it a bunch. Many times. Guess that we want this size of a head segment, so let's have it one more. Probably, well, 10 is the max that allow me. Let's have it this one now. I am right now. Five and 5. Oh, I thought it was just like that. So you only see this if you have big bone. I do not like the idea that it's giving me, telling me to do IK. Just even do the quick one. Pause mode. Video acto IK. IK is going to allow us to do this. Probably we can do stuff. But I do not have the node to it. No perfect. So that IK bones not seem to, for me at least, right? So but if we instead have, I mean, I can pull up the video and just trying to figure out what it's doing. There's one to Rijon Maya. So I'm gonna just show you the one that I feel that is good. So it is this one. Snake Run Machine Rig Animation in Blender. I feel that this one is a good rig. So
the ground. I will repeat the process with the.
it's what it does in the end, right? You have all of these empties and all of that, and you have that. But the problem that I do not like that is that on this mode you do this, right? You have the deformation and all of that. You need to do other stuff. I feel that's something that it might help a lot. Is this tentacle rig, because it feels that is something more like I wanna do, because I wanna have this control of having a rig that is harsh, so this snake can go here and it can move like that, but snakes move in different ways. And while slithering is the one that is the best movement, you want to have other stuff. For example, jiggling this or what to do. It also I don't like that you need to do other stuff, but like I mean I will see how to do it. I think that for today I'm gonna watch this one, this one. They're the longest ones. So to use a Richter and Rexy. This is all the process. Notice. I wanna see this one on yeah, this one on Blender, and I saw one down here on C4D. So yeah, like in the end, like I need to think of what are the things that I'm gonna use. I need to think exactly what I need, especially, and all of that. Hey, please, we are done with the retopology. That is a good step. So let's save this. Open the snipping tool. Save it as here. Yeah. Top button. And I'm gonna put it on the page. So I'm gonna finish this here. Mostly because I wanna see that, and like, gonna be honest, I thought that ChatGPT would be smarter than using IK, but I not think that IK is the word. Probably it is, but I feel that it is better ways to do it. Like, ideally, I think that it must be a mix. You see, think like a corp modifier and stuff like that. How this works, like, so in the sense of example, we have this. We have this thing. Then selected and corp, basic corp. And we do this one. We have, for example, the snake doing this, but we can have this. We can add a corp modifier. Corp corp, it fits there. You go here. Now this one, as far as we move up, it's following that path. Right? That is one thing. So that's something that it might work. To have it some sort of like bones. The problem with corpse that I think that you can move it and animate them. You need to have the animal atom, which I don't know if it exists. Like if I'm not, yeah, that is not here. So we need to see if it exists. So I'm gonna watch those tutorials and see what they tell me to do. I think I can watch them today, all of them. But watch them, take notes. Whatever it's things they say, it's the best thing to do. I was looking my notes. I do that and I take everything of them and then I come out with my own way to do it. So yeah, if because there must be a way that is this most definitive way to do it. Like you, because the curve way this way, it helps a lot as a guide for moving. I feel that it's going to be useful, but I need to do something. So we'll see how to do it. In the meantime, this was the first stream of this month. This was